Fridays are awesome, especially when they include a little CNN student news. Here with your daily edition, I'm Carl Lazus. First up, ever played Madden NFL? The company that makes it is one of the latest to get sacked by the struggling economy. Electronic Arts announced cuts this week. Same thing for Sony, the company that makes the system that a lot of us use to play those EA games. And even the real sports are taking a hit. The NFL says it's letting go about 150 employees. Christine Romans examines the latest round of losses.
The last time so many people lined up for jobless benefits, it was a brutal recession of the early 1980s. 573,000 people signing up for the first time for an unemployment check in just 1 week. The roster of unemployed continuing to collect checks topped 4.4 million. These numbers show a labor market in distress. According to one economist, employers are simply throwing in the towel and preparing for a deep recession. From all corners, new layoffs and pink slips delivered every day. One of the latest, toolmaker Stanley Works will lay off 1 in 10 workers, close 3 plants, and eliminate a layer of management. Sara Lee will cut 700 jobs. Other layoffs this week in public radio, professional football, insurance, hotels, and from a video game maker, among others. Meanwhile, some companies are trying to delay the job cuts by giving pay cuts to their employees or mandatory unpaid vacation, and in a few cases, cutting the company match for employees' 401k plans. A Federal Reserve report shows the crisis may be changing Americans' spending habits. For the first time since record-keeping began some 50 years ago, households cut back on their debt in the third quarter, either because they wanted to, or more likely, the credit crunch meant they couldn't get new loans. Christine Roman, CNN, New York.
Well, Americans may be changing their donating habits, too. You've probably heard of Toys for Tots. There might be a donation bin at your school. Well, this group has been collecting and handing out Christmas gifts for decades. But as Barbara Starr explains, this year, the program designed to help those in need is in need of some help itself.
Merry Christmas. Thank you. Merry Christmas to y'all too.
Ebony desperately needs Christmas toys for her children. She has come to the Marine Corps Toys for Tots Center to get them.
There is no money. I wrote my letter early in October, and I was able to come pick up my toys today.
The toy program began 61 years ago. This year, with the economy in shambles, the Marines are anxious. There aren't enough toys. Here in the nation's capital, these were the only toys the Marines collected the night before we arrived.
How far behind are you from where you want to be?
We are tens of thousands of toys behind. Tens of thousands.
Master Sergeant Timothy Butler says unless something changes, and soon, all the toys in these crates donated over the summer by companies will be gone in 5 days. Butler has to find enough toys for 82,000 children in the Washington, D.C. area. These bare containers, which should be full, are not.
Here we are in the nation's most powerful city, and we have those kinds of needs. We have folks that last year lived in a nice home, this year are homeless.
And over at Union Station, people getting off the trains are giving what money they can, but it's not enough.
Last year here, from just the morning time frame, we collected just over $13,000. This year, right now, we're lucky to get about half that.
Even as toys are packed up and shipped out every day, the worries grow.
What's it going to mean to the U.S. Marine Corps if they can't give every child who needs a toy a toy?
Well, to be honest, it's going to break my heart.
Marines respond to crises all over the world. But what the Marines didn't expect was that their latest crisis might be making sure every needy child has a toy this Christmas. Barbara Starr, CNN, Washington.
A word to the wise. Occupation. A person's profession. Also, the act of taking over a place.
The occupation of Republic Windows and Doors is over, thanks to a deal between the company, its bank, and employees. Workers ended a protest at their former place of occupation late Wednesday night. The factory shut down on short notice after losing its line of credit. The law requires either 60 days notice or 60 days pay for laid-off employees. Bank of America will loan Republic more than $1 million so it can meet those requirements.
Today's shout out goes out to Miss Brennan's 8th grade U.S. history classes at Bartels Middle School in Tampa, Florida. The island of Okinawa is part of what country? If you think you know it, shout it out. Is it China, Indonesia, Japan, or Malaysia? You've got 3 seconds. Go! Check any map and you'll see that Okinawa is part of Japan. That's your answer and that's your shout out.
Okinawa's population is characterized by a special feature, its longevity. Now, what age would you say qualifies as old? And no jokes about mine. Do you think it's like 60, 70? Well, at around 82 years, Japan has one of the world's highest life expectancies. But many Okinawans are leading active lives even as they pass the century mark. Kyung La explores what's behind this island's aging secret.
Amid the tall citrus trees of Okinawa, Japan, Suni Ganaha is busy picking fruit as she does 8 hours every day. It's not what she does, but who she is that's remarkable. I just turned 90, she says. Age 90. Climbing tree after tree, hauling down bags of fruit, and doesn't remember a day she's ever been sick in her nearly 70 years on this farm. Ganaha's 54 and 61-year-old daughters say good luck trying to get her to retire. We can't stop her, they say. And why would they? She's the best climber in the family. Ganaha is just one of many very active seniors in their 90s and 100s in the town of Ogimi, defying the physical odds of age. Here they run. They dance. In a culture where Alzheimer's, cancer, and heart disease is unheard of among these elders. We met 96-year-old Toyohide Taira, who loves to flirt with the ladies, who tells young people, don't get married. You'll be sick of your spouse when you're 90.
If you're looking for a place that has that right mix of factors, then you've come to the right place.
Gerontologist Craig Wilcox has been studying longevity in Okinawa for 15 years, an island that has the highest percentage of centenarians anywhere in the world. He points to a number of factors. The Okinawan diet, very low in fat, salt, and sugar. This traditional lunch plate is filled with papaya, tofu, and dark leafy vegetables. At this weekend event, they snack on citrus fruits and sip unsweetened green tea. They exercise and work well into old age. There's a good, affordable healthcare system that focuses on prevention and a strong sense of community that values optimism, where older people remain active and respected. Wilcox says any community can replicate this.
We still refer to these types of diseases as age-associated disease back in North America. Well, people don't do that anymore here. There's tremendous amount of control that people have over these diseases if they live the right lifestyle.
Just like this? So you eat this as you're working?
Suni Ganaha's family swears by a daily dose of Okinawan citrus.
It's sour.
But more importantly, working and being close to family. A recipe she says will keep her hiking these hills for more years to come. Kyung La, CNN, Okinawa, Japan.
And finally today, what do elves do when they're not building toys? They target traffic violators. It seems some of Santa's helpers are making some extra Christmas cash by helping cops pick out who's been naughty and who's been nice. All right, these guys are actually part of the police force. Every year, the deputies dress up for holiday duty in these arresting outfits. So some advice to anyone contemplating illegal activity: you better watch out, you better think twice. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you again on Monday.